So let's just look at the overall Pulse prices, and then we'll go to the eHEX chart, because that's
Fair enough.
that's what I wanted to do. If you actually read the notes that I sent you in preparation for tonight's show,
I told you I'm out of the loop, man. I told you.
no, hey, why have a show? You know what I mean?
I just show up and talk.
Exactly. Yeah, no, we can tell. So taking a look at the PulseChain ecosystem right now, though, we have Pulse at 4 zeros and a 4146. We got Hex at 0095. It's been pretty volatile. I saw it over a penny just a few minutes ago, I feel like. Pulse X, this will be another interesting one, just absolutely wilting against Pulse. It's down to 4 zeros and a 268. Not actually concerned about that, but we can have that conversation too. We got Inc at $1.47. eHEX, the star of the show, the one that I thought the market didn't choose, 003 right now. It's been pumping harder than any token in the ecosystem. And then, of course, PDI, looking at that for Johnny, we are at 00386 right now for PDI on a little bit of a pullback. So, yeah, what do you think about where we're at in total here? I mean, you know, Pulse has been holding up, I think, rather okay. And then, yeah, I would love to look at the eHEX chart.
Yeah. So first thing that grabs my attention is, you know, and the reason I like this PulseCoin list, they give a fear and greed index here, and they also give an altcoin season index. This has jumped like crazy in the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, we were over here somewhere high up on the Bitcoin side. Now we've completely switched sides, and it's at 71 out of 100 for altcoin season. So that's quite interesting to see. Fear and greed is neutral, really neutral. So, you know, just take from that what you will. Let's take a look at you want to look at the Pulse chart first?
If you want. Yeah, we can do it quickly, and then we can go to look at eHEX. Yeah.
No, I don't want to swap. I want to look at the chart. Here we go. All right, where are we?
Yeah, Pulse has been holding up pretty well over this 4 zeros and a 4 number, and just kind of chilling out in this range. So,
yeah, so I drew some lines, you know, last week of where we kind of wanted to be and to stay above. Well, it did not stay above this level that I thought it would kind of get resistance at. It broke right through it. So again, we kind of want to watch now the next line of resistance down here at the 3644, and hopefully it gets a bounce before that. I could see, you know, this area is another one of support. Well, right about where we're at now. There's, you know, previous levels here of resistance back in May. So it hit this quite often right where we're at. So if we can turn this into support rather than resistance like it was back here, I think we'll do okay. And then we can shoot back up above this. But that's going to be a very critical level of where we're at about right now. I think it's, you know, kind of do or die time to say whether we're going to bounce off of it or continue to go lower. And then if we do go lower, again, hopefully this former level stays as some support. But yeah, I mean, you got what, five red candles in a row, 5 days in a row of red candles. Something is due to change. And I thought the sellers were getting exhausted. I don't know if this is just big traders that are just playing this until something really happens. But, you know, that's what it's looking like to me. When you get 5 consecutive days, I think it's just traders that are just trying to play the channels. That's kind of what it looks like. So, I mean, the volume isn't crazy, nothing major. I mean, you have some big sells back here in August that were pretty substantial, but these are just, you know, they're pretty minuscule candles, which means there's not much going on. People are kind of holding steady, but the traders looks like they're trying to play that game. So that's what I'm seeing with PulseChain.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we'll probably see that, you know, volatility and no real huge upside action until, of course, Ethereum gets to where we want it to get to and get over 5K and kind of sustain it. So let's look at that eHEX chart, because it has definitely been the star of the ecosystem over the last couple weeks. there's been many kind of narratives that people are trying to assign to this move, and some of them I think make sense. I mean, Bank X is basically out of their
Yeah.
E-Hex. I mean, they have been slowly selling basically for the entirety of PulseChain's existence out of their E-Hex position.
Right.
And they're either out or virtually out now. I mean, it's at a level that it's not much of a concern anymore. So I'm curious what angle, what you think of that angle, but also, are there forces in the background that really want this to start the run potentially? Just to kind of reset everything. Like you and I have both been people, Johnny Chaos too, shout out to him in the chat. We've all been people that are like, why would you choose which hex? You're not
Right.
choosing any of them. Like Pokemon, own them all. So, yeah, I think that there's very good reason that E-Hex could run, be
Sure.
a catalyst, and there's a reason it still exists. So, yeah, what do you make
Well,
of this?
yeah, I think there's several things. First one that you mentioned, Bank X. I think last I heard they're under 20 million left, which is nothing. It was such a threat that wasn't really a threat for so long. It was talked about. We're guilty of it too. We mentioned it, that it was out there and it was a problem at 800 million. We were hoping they could dump the price and dump it quickly and be done with it, but they've drug it out now for such a long time. The second thing is, if you remember, when everybody decided that they didn't want eHEX anymore and they traded it all for pHEX. So there's a lot less holders. I really believe that there are that many less sellers as well, which is also contributing to this. It doesn't weigh near as much. There isn't as much sell pressure. Most of the big whales that were threatening whales are out. And we always say this too. It's much closer to the on-ramp. It doesn't also have a PulseChain tie or affiliation or anything like that. Another thing, almost we're 2-3 months away from having 6 years of data. That's another thing. So I mean, there's all these different contributors to I think what we're seeing. The fact that it's lighter, the fact that no, I don't think Richard tried to kill it in a tweet, but I think he was just stating the obvious, that he thought the market had decided and that people were choosing pHEX over eHEX. Well, again, many people got rid of it. So now it's lighter. It's a lot easier to move. And because it's 0.003 and there's only 40 million or something like that, 300, I forget what the total is for sale. Let's take a look while I'm talking, but there aren't many for sale. It's right. Very, very light. It's going to be easy to move. And I think, let's look right here. Should be able to see it. There is 342. There's 342 million hex available for sale. Now at 0.003, can you run the calculator on that?
I'm not paying attention, but go ahead.
Okay, 342 million times 0.003. It's not much money. It really isn't. Yeah, so a third of that is $1 million. So that's all it would take to buy up the entire supply on Uniswap. Now you've got about the same amount, 343 million, but that's at a penny. So you got about $3.4 million dollars to buy up this. People don't understand how much the supply is drying up and just not going to be there and going to make things so easy to move very, very quickly. We go back to that tweet last week that Richard had said, are they gonna FUD it again? When he was talking about the 10,000x, this setup is going to make it easy to do that. Obviously, when there are major price increases and things like that in the chart, there are going to be sellers. They'll come out of the woodwork to dump it at $1. But again, it can make some pretty fast runs and get some good reactions. So yeah, I'm excited about what I'm seeing. And yeah, for eHEX especially, it's closer to the on and off ramps. Everybody is in Ethereum, right? Not everybody's in PulseChain. So people see this. They see 6 years of data here. They see these moves like we're seeing right now. And in the last, in the last week or so, it's up 115%. So that's pretty damn good in this short period of time. So people are going to get drawn attention there. They get drawn into these things and they look back and be like, wow, this thing really ran up the last time. Everybody talks about 98% down. They don't talk about the 10,000x up first. So quite important, I think.
You'll like this post here from Hash. I've only read the beginning. eHEX is the only proven 10,000x in our ecosystem and very sensitive to crazy moves to the upside. Only requires some crazy whale to take it within realms of pennies, then tens of pennies. Kind of like what you just said.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds very similar.
Yeah.
Good comment.
And I am with you, Hex Girl. I love you. You know that I usually agree with you on everything, especially PDI when it comes to us versus Ewok. But I don't think RH at all tried to kill eHEX in a single tweet. I think that was purely, I mean, he even kind of memed the ecosystem, the hexakin reaction to it after the fact. Like all he did was say, I mean, I don't know why he made that tweet. I wouldn't have done it myself, but he said, the market has chosen Hex on PulseChain, blah, blah, blah. And then everybody pretended, not everybody, but like Johnny's friend Furu Finance and people like that, pretended that Richard said, see, eHEX is dead. Sell all your eHEX for PHEX. And that's not what he said. And then Richard started to meme that later and say, like, that's not what I said. I was just saying it appears the market has chosen this so far by looking at the chart. So, no, I don't think he tried to kill it or anything. Just like I won't even get into the other thing, but I don't think he did. And we've been buying it the whole way. I mean, like, and maybe DCAing into it in different ways. Like sometimes if I was buying Hex, I would buy them 50-50. Sometimes I would buy 75-25 in favor of Hex on PulseChain. Just, different things like that. No different than how I've DCA'd into Pulse and PulseX, similarly over the last 2 years. So yeah, I'm happy to have been buying eHEX more aggressively over the last few months and to see this little pump. And this is why. I know there's a lot of people that want to do swing trading out there. And I'm talking, longer term swing trading, like weeks, months at a time. And that's fine. Like if you want to do that and you're looking at ratios and stuff, more power to you if you want to do that. Not everybody wants to do that. It's very easy sometimes to screw that stuff up. And I don't think you can go wrong and probably sleep better at night if you just DCA into all of them equally and stop this BS of choosing something. Like why all in on anything? I just, I don't feel like it's the way to go, but
I agree. And I DCA every day at 7 p.m. I get those free ones from staking. So don't forget, there's always that. If you don't have the money to DCA, you can always stake, earn more of it while it's cheap. Whenever it gets expensive, it'll be quite worth it. So